Good evening, everyone, and welcome out to Speed Racing Network, where we are presenting Mid-South Madness. These are the playoffs. This is week number 2, and last week we had 15 drivers in the playoff field. We cut the final 2 out, so now we are down to 13 drivers, and tonight we're going to cut it down to 11 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, where we present Charlotte's Web 150. And man, this is going to be a great race tonight. This track is much narrower than last week in Michigan, and so there's going to be a lot less room for error out there on the track. And so we will see what happens in the next 100 laps. So we do have 2 fast repairs, so just in case you do get into somebody or get into the wall, which most people are getting into the wall out there, honestly. But if you do get that, then you get a couple fast repairs to help you out a little bit. And top 8 will typically get paid, just making sure that everybody gets into the room tonight. So here you can see them, the playoff field for tonight. So all 13 of them: Bobby Brill, Dean Brummett, Jake Rowell, Adam Pettit, Troy Dow, Danny Dow. And then you have Chad Wampler, Daniel Bowdler, then Chris Massey, Devin Zimmerman, Aaron Gerwitz, Matt Johnson, and finally Stan Hausman rounding out the top 13. So those are our drivers tonight. So going to be a great night tonight. Can't wait to see who stays in and who goes home. Looking out there in the room right now, we have 26 drivers on the track right now. I'm sure that will pop up to probably 33 or 34 before the race begins. But I kind of want to talk about something a little bit different. I want to talk about what's going to happen next season. And so I sat down this afternoon with TR, so Thomas Rutherford, for TR's Corner with myself, Sean Griffith, to talk about what's going to happen next season.
Hey, hello, boys and girls. Welcome to another edition of TR's Corner. Tonight we have a longtime listener, second-time caller, Mr. Sean Griffith, with our own SRN broadcast team. Sean, thanks for being back on. Want to really talk to you tonight about some changes coming in Season 3 as we wind down in the playoffs of Season 2. And you can tell the folks at home a little bit about those changes.
Yeah, TR, it's good to see you again. So we're going to have 3 leagues next season, so all run by Speed Racing Network. And so the first league will be a truck league, and that will be on Wednesday nights. Then there'll be an Xfinity league on Thursday nights. And then on Sunday nights, there will be a cup league. So all of those are going to be fixed, and they're all going to have different prize funds, different price points.
So different prize funds, different price points getting into the leagues. I'm sure driver ability, since they're fixed, is going to really weigh heavy on who's in what leagues. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it? You know, for example, if I wanted to run Cup, how would that work?
Absolutely. So in order to run the Cup, which is going to be the most prestigious of the 3, so it's $15 a week, huge prize fund at the end. So we want the best drivers in there. So you'll have to have an I rating between 2,000 and 4,000 in order to make it into that league, or you'll have to have the blessing of the admins from running in our league this season.
So the other leagues, I take it, are going to be the same as well. They'll have their own safety rating and I rating attached to them. Is that correct?
That's correct. So the Xfinity will be from 1,500 to 3,000. The truck will be from 1,000 to 2,000. So we don't want somebody that's a 3,500 I rating to dominate the trucks. We want the trucks to be kind of an introductory league and work their way up into the big leagues.
With what we've seen with team racing in Season 2 and the way we've seen the pedigree and the racing increase and the competitiveness increase through those teams, you know, some people that started the season on a team aren't in the league anymore or have moved on to be independent or on other teams. I think that would provide a great stable for SRN and for the leagues going into Season 3. But a lot of guys get into it for the money. That's what it boils down to. It's competitive and it's winning. So tell us, what are we going to win in these leagues going into next season?
Man, I love the money aspect of it. That's my favorite part. So let's talk about the truck league first. It's going to be $5 per week to enter. It's a 20-week season. Okay, so $5 a week. At the end, the winner of the entire league will get $300. So, and then of course the top 5 will get paid out in the playoffs, and we'll also have week-to-week prizes as well, just like we do today in Mid-South Madness.
And there's a big purse, I do believe, for the Cup Series champion, right, Sean?
Absolutely. So the truck was 300, the Xfinity is 500, the Cup $1,000 first place.
Couldn't use $1,000, right? Especially
No, nobody needs $1,000.
Well, I'll tell you what, if we win it, we'll take it to Vegas. But getting back onto this season, we're race 2 tonight at Charlotte in the playoffs for season 2 of MSM. You're not only a broadcaster and a part of SRN, but you're also a team owner too. You got Stryker Motorsports. You got a couple of guys in there. They've been racing real well in Jake Rowell and Dean Brummett. But who's your pick for tonight, John?
Ooh, man, my pick for tonight, honestly, and I got to be careful saying too much up front because some guys actually watch this before they get out there and race. But I really think that Dean Brummett has a strong car. I think he's got a strong line. I think he's going to qualify super high up, and I think he's not going to let it go.
Awesome. That's awesome. Stryker Motorsports, Dean Brummett, you heard it here. Sean Griffith, thanks for being on. We appreciate all the info going into season 3 and look forward to watching the broadcast and racing cars tonight.
Thanks, buddy. We'll have a lot more info as the weeks go on.
Awesome. Thanks, Sean.
And here they are right now. So the Speed Racing Network Virtual Series. So we're going to have 3 leagues. So we're going to have the Truck Series, the Xfinity Series, and the Cup Series. You can see on your screen what the I ratings are going to be for those. Now, of course, if you don't have those I ratings and you've already run with us here in MidSouth Madness, then you could apply for an admin exemption. So if you really want to run the Cup League and you've been a good, clean, hard racer all season long in MidSouth Madness this season, then there's a possibility that you could go to Jason Tripp, who is the league admin, and ask him if you are able to race in the Cup League. So definitely you have a one-up if you've raced in this league previously. If you have never raced with us before, if we don't know who you are, that sort of thing, we have to kind of go off the I rating for the most part, just because we need to be sure that the people that are in each league are the appropriate people. But here we go. So $5 per week for the Truck Series, $10 per week for Xfinity, $15 a week for the Cup Series, and you can see first place in each of those. $300 for first in the Trucks, $500 for first in the Xfinity, $1,000 for first place in the Cup Series. Plus, we'll have weekly prizes just like we do here in Mid-South Madness, where if you come in, the top of the field, based on today, basically it'll be the top 6 or 7 get paid today based off of what they are doing out there on the track. So we'll have those weekly payouts as well. So all of this is fixed. I'll tell you a little secret. We will have an open Cup League as well. We have not completed everything on that, but we are planning on having an open Cup League as well on Friday nights. So be on the lookout for that. But here's the most interesting part to me. The weekly winners get a free entry into the next level up. So, for example, in the Truck Series, let's say you win that race. If you win that race, you get a free entry into the Xfinity Series that week. And all 3 of the schedules are the same exact schedule. So let's say that we're racing at Charlotte and you're in the Truck League and you win that race. We're going to give you a free entry into Charlotte in the Xfinity race. So now you can race against some higher level competition and also have a chance for a little bit more money there as well. So everybody loves to race in these leagues. We are having a great time putting them on. So definitely join us next season for the Speed Racing Network Virtual Series. Cannot wait until we get to that. But right now, let's take a look at our team standings. So this is brought to you by Steak Dance. This is the Risk It for the Brisket Team Championship. So up front, we have Stryker Motorsports with 1,090 points. Rev Racing not too terribly far behind, so still have plenty of races to go. That could change. Steak Dance Racing also still in the hunt. Now, after that, we kind of start to fall off a little bit. There's definitely going to have to be some good racing out there in order for these guys to catch up. But Tank Racing down there in 4th, Bronco Motorsports in 5th, Flashpoint Racing in 6th, Team SRN in 7th, Do-Gooders in 8th, H2K Motorsports and Jam Racing rounding out 9th and 10th positions. And so again, we have what do we have? 6 races to go. Sorry, 6 races to go, including tonight. No, that's incorrect. So 5 races to go. Man, I am just losing my brain right now. So 5 races to go, including tonight. So still plenty of time to get up there in the team championship. So Steak Dance. incredible seasoning for steaks, for chicken, for burgers. They have all sorts of different seasonings out there. Go to steakdance.com, order your steak seasoning and your other seasonings as well. So Steak Dance has put up $200 for the first place winner of the team standings. So now let's introduce you to these teams with the Paints by Night team introductions. So if you need any iRacing paints at all, then please go to speedracingnetwork.com and talk to Corey Knight with Paints by Night. So you can also find him on Trading Paints if you follow Ashton Knight. That's his first name. So Ashton Knight, if you follow that on Trading Paints, you'll see all the incredible paints that he has already put together for us. And just a really, really great guy, really great painter. So definitely, if you need any type of iRacing paints at all, go to speedracingnetwork.com and order your paint from Paints by Night. So first up, we're going to go Striker Motorsports. So they've been taking Mid-South Madness by storm all season long. So the number 71 of Travis Trevelyan, the number 25 of Dean Brummett, the number 9 of Jake Rowell, the number 15 of Jacob Smith. And you can see between the 4 of them, there are 5 wins out there. So definitely a very formidable team. They are doing fantastic work out there. And just looking at the times out there on the track, we got 2 of those in the top 5 right now out on the track. So really great team. We will see what they can do the rest of the season. Next up, Rev Racing. We love the pink car because it is October. So Rev Racing, the number 09 of Aaron Gerwitz, who is in the playoffs, the number 11 of Brandon Key, the number 57 of Adam Pettit, who is also in the playoffs, and the number 87 of Sean Dice. So a great, consistent, clean team. They are out there. They probably work harder than any other team out there. They have weekly meetings. They have weekly practices. They're constantly trying to get better. You can see that's why they are up towards the top of the list. Steak Dance Racing. So, of course, this is coming from Steak Dance Seasoning. They put a team together for Steak Dance, and they called it Steak Dance Racing. So the number 6 of Daniel Bowdler, the number 8-12 of Chad Wampler, the number 2 of Troy Dow, the number 39 of Stan Hausman. Now, here's an interesting stat about them. All 4 of the Steak Dance drivers are still in the playoffs. So out of the 13 drivers in the playoffs, 4 of them are all Steak Dance Racing. So they always say, got to risk it for the brisket. Man, they are doing a great job of that right now. They are killing it out there. Can't wait to see what they do tonight. Tank Racing. So they do have one guy in the playoffs right now, and that is the number 33 of Devin Zimmerman. But all of these guys are great drivers. We love watching them get after it out there on the track. So the number 33 of Devin Zimmerman, number 555 of Derek DeSilva, the number 46 of Mike Lepicki, and the number 79 of AJ Pritchett. Next up, we got Bronco Motorsports. So Bronco's kind of shifted a few times during the season this season, but man, they have got a great lineup. The number 83 of Chris Massey, he is in the playoffs tonight. The number 84 of Greg Olnick, number 85 of Brad Herman, the number 86 of Brian Crocker. So these guys are really easy to spot out there on the track. 83 through 86, that is them. And so they came in as Wild Bill Motorsports, and now they are Bronco Motorsports, and they're out there on the track making noise, and they're doing a great job of it. Just 4 really great guys. Love watching them race. Next up, Team SRN. So this is the namesake of Speed Racing Network. So they put together a team, number 78 of David Duke, the number 21 of Danny Dow, who is in the playoffs, the number 17 of Danny Setzer, and the number 44 of Thomas Rutherford, who you just heard on TR's Corner. And so these 4 guys are phenomenal racers individually. They really haven't come together just yet as a team, and it's a little late in the season to be doing that, but I expect really huge things out of them next season because they're going to have they're going to be gelling together, and I really think they're going to do a great job there. Next up, Flashpoint Racing. So this is another team that was kind of thrown together last minute. Actually, it was thrown together mid-season. And so the number 8 of Justin Boyles, the number 66 of Jonathan Byer, the number 62 of Matt Johnson, who is in the playoffs, and the number 00 of Marshall Stanley. And so Matt Johnson is the key here, where right now he is kind of towards the back end of the playoff field as far as where he ranks, but he is one of those guys that could just surprise you, win this race, and move on. So he's one of those wild cards. Great, 4 great drivers there, but we love watching Matt Johnson, especially because he has consistently been up there in the top 10 all season long. Next up, we got the do-gooders. Now, none of these guys are in the playoffs, but they are so much fun to watch. This is the fun team in the league. So the number 24 of Taylor Smith, the number 90 of Corey Knight, the number 93 of Brad Yonkman, and the number 36 of Kyle Spees. And so while they haven't won any races yet this season, they have been up front some, and they've enjoyed themselves while they're doing it. And that's really... they are the epitome of what I believe iRacing is, where you come in, you try to have a good time, and if you race well, then great. If you don't race well, then at least you're making a lot of good friends. You're having a great time doing it. So definitely be on the lookout for them. Corey Knight texted me a little bit earlier today, and he said that he's winning this race tonight. So we will have to see how that looks. Not sure if he was kidding or not. We will find out shortly. H2K Motorsports. So H2K means hard to kill, and so these guys are constantly in the race, but they've just had some bad luck this year. So Josh Witt, Justin Kruckman, number 42 of Duncan Straska, and number 88 of Joseph DuPont, who was in the playoffs, but he missed last week's race, so he was eliminated from the playoffs. But be on the lookout tonight, and we will see if he is in the field tonight, and if he is, be on the lookout for him, because he is one of those that could steal a race at a moment's notice. And finally, Jam Racing, so number 5 of Mike Lewis, the number 4 of Jay Graves, the number 317 of Brandon Arciero, and the number 96 of Joe Ruggles. And so this is another team that has just been trying to improve all season long, and you can see that improvement. And so that is what's so much fun to see out of these guys, is that they're constantly out there on the track, constantly trying to do better. And when they do better, it makes you just feel good inside. And so definitely be on the lookout for them. Not sure if any of them will win the race tonight. I'll tell you this, though. Jay Graves is up there towards the top echelon of this league. He does not have any wins. He's not in the playoffs, but be very, very careful for that number 4. He can sneak up on you. All right, so that was our team introduction. So let's talk about the money side of this stuff. So season-long payouts, the Paints by Night Do-Gooders Safe Driver Award is $50. So if you are the cleanest driver in the league for the season, then you're going to get $50. I have a little inside information on this. Right now, Dean Brummett is the cleanest racer as it sits right now. However, Jay Graves is right on his tail. So if either one of them has a bad race as far as incident points is concerned, then that could all change. So be on the lookout for that. Then we have the Brookstone Animal Hospital Man's Best Friend Award. And so this goes to the person in the league that is just the best guy, the best dude out there. Not necessarily the best racer, but the one that would bend over backwards to help you. That sort of guy. So Man's Best Friend deserves a great animal hospital. And so Brookstone Animal Hospital has put together that Man's Best Friend Award. So they'll get $50 plus $25 to the charity of the winner's choice. Then we have the Steak Dance Team Championship, and so that is the Risk It for the Brisket Team Championship. So again, we already said it earlier, that is $200 to the winning team. So definitely still some competition to look at there. And finally, the season-long Grand Champion will receive $500. So 13 guys still in the running for that tonight, and so we are going to cut down to the top 11. Now, tonight's payouts, and this is based on if we have enough drivers for 8 to be paid out, and usually we do. But first place will be $65, second place will be $35, third place will be $25, fourth place $20, fifth and sixth place will get $15 each, and then seventh and eighth place will get $10 each. Now, there's another thing out there with do-gooders and with Paints by Night where they're offering a clean race bonus. So anytime there's a clean race and you end up on the lead lap with a clean race, so no hitting the walls, no hitting other people, you have 0 incident points, then Paints by Night is going to give you $5 regardless of where you finish, as long as you're on that lead lap. All right, time to talk about the playoffs. So here we go. You can see the 15 drivers on there. You can see that Joseph DuPont and Taylor Smith were both eliminated last week. Both of them missed that race last week, so they are both eliminated. So now we have Bobby Brill, who won last week. He's an independent driver. We'll talk a little bit more about each of these guys here in just a second as we introduce them. But you can see here, so we've got a lot of drivers with wins, and we have 5 drivers down there that don't have a win yet but are still in the playoffs. That doesn't mean that they're not good. What that means is that they are super consistent. And so they didn't need to win to get into the playoffs. They got into the playoffs just based off of points alone. So be very cautious for any of them because they could win at any second. All right, so let's talk about each one of these drivers. First up, we got Bobby Brill. And so Bobby Brill is an independent driver out there, so he doesn't have teammates sitting around him. But last week he proved that he may not need that. So he is from Virginia. He is a welder. During the regular season, he was ranked number 3. So he did have 2 wins, and that's what got him into the playoffs. And those wins were at Daytona and Indianapolis. And again, he won last week at Michigan in the playoffs. So just absolutely an incredible driver out there. He said in his interview at the end of the race last week that this is one of his favorite tracks. And so if that's the case, then man, everybody better watch out, because if he did what he did last week, he ran away with it last week. And so can't wait to see what he does tonight. Dean Brummett from Stryker Motorsports is our second-ranked driver currently. Now, he was the number 1 ranked driver throughout the season. He was our points champion during the season. And so from Blue Well, West Virginia, he races cars in real life. Like I said, he was regular season ranked number 1. He won twice as well, so both at the Bristol and at the Roval, which was a road course. And so he doesn't yet have a win on one of these 1.5-mile tracks. I'll tell you, though, when he was at Atlanta, he took second right behind his teammate Jake Rowell. So he has some experience here. And I also know, having on good authority, of course, talking to him all throughout the week, that he is very confident in how he's going to qualify this week. And so we will see how that goes off. Jake Rowell, also from Stryker Motorsports, also with 2 wins on the season. And so this is another one of those that you never, ever look back and want to see him, because if he's right there behind you, he's going to pass you quickly. And so he's from Northville, Michigan. He actually worked at Michigan International Speedway for 4 years. And so he is in, NASCAR is kind of ingrained into him. He was regular season ranked number 2 with 2 wins, and those wins were at Atlanta and Phoenix. So definitely great driver out there. He will typically be about, he'll be about 6th to 7th at the start, and then work his way forward is typically how he works. Next up, Adam Pettit from Rev Racing. So he was the last person to gain a qualifying spot based on a win. He won in week 12 at Chicagoland. He's from Lenexa, Kansas. Yeah, he's a great bowler. He's also a great computer genius. So he is a guy that works on computers all the time. He was ranked number 4 throughout the regular season. And once again, that one win at Chicagoland. I'll tell you that he's been working on this track all week long with his team. So we will see what that work accomplishes. He has been very fast at this track in all the practices that I have seen. Next up, we got Troy Dow. And so Troy says that he is the younger, faster of the 2 Dows. And so he is with Stake Dance Racing from Memphis, Tennessee. He's a big Tennessee Vol fan. So regular season, he was ranked number 5. He did have 1 win, and that was at Dover. He is one of the more consistent drivers on the track that I've seen. So consistently in that top 5 range. So don't ever think that he is not out there on the track, because he is. Now, the guy that taught him says that he taught him everything that he knew, and this is Danny Dow, so Troy's father, Danny. And so here he is, the number 21 for Team SRN, so the lone Team SRN driver in the playoffs. So also from Memphis, Tennessee, huge Dallas Cowboys fan. Yes, I owe him $20 for today because we had a nice little bet on that one. So great game for him, even though they lost their quarterback. But regular season ranked number 6. Qualified with 1 win at Pocono. And here's what some of you may not know. Danny Dow is the defending champion of Mid-South Madness. He won season 1. And so here he is back in the playoffs, back trying to do it again in that Silverback Tax Solutions number 21 Speed Racing Network car. Next up, we got Chad Wampler. So Chad's been down for a couple weeks based on with COVID and everything, and he is out there on the track. He was afraid he wasn't going to make it tonight because he had to work, but he is out there on the track from Evansville, Indiana, recovering from COVID. It's still, it still makes you weak. I asked him for another good fact, did not get one of those, so we're going to keep that up there. During the season, he was ranked number 7. He qualified with a win at Talladega in the closest race that we've ever seen at Mid-South Madness, and what would have been the third closest race in NASCAR history. And so super close race, and he ended up pulling it out. So for Stake Dance Racing, that is Chad Wampler. Now his teammate, Daniel Bowler, also from Stake Dance Racing, last week we had a little bit of confusion. So we thought that Daniel was eliminated last week. However, we did not realize that Joseph DuPont had not shown up. And so Daniel Bowler actually gets a reprieve. He is in the playoffs. So he kind of snuck his way into the top 13. Now, during the regular season, he was ranked number 8 with 1 win, and that win was at Texas in week 10. That's what got him in. So he's from Fontenelle, Iowa, and he does race dirt tracks in real life. But you will see tonight, he is a great racer out here on the track as well. Next up, Chris Massey from Bronco Motorsports. So kind of the de facto leader of Bronco Motorsports out there in that number 83. And of course, he's got that thing looking pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so he's from Holly Springs, North Carolina. He's a Denver Broncos fan, hence Bronco Motorsports. Regular season ranked number 9. And so he qualified in on points. Again, no wins. His best finish was only 5th at Daytona, but that just shows how consistently he's in that top 10 range that he qualified on points as high as he did. Next up, Devin Zimmerman from Tank Racing. So the lone tank racer out there in the playoffs. So the number 33 Pizzazz Band car from Roxborough, North Carolina. He is active duty Air Force. Honestly, I don't know where he's stationed right now. I don't believe it's in North Carolina. I could be wrong on that. He'll probably tell me a little bit later. But in the regular season, he was ranked number 10. He qualified in on points also, but his best finish was 2nd at Dover. So he has been up near that front of the pack. He has sniffed the finish line before. It could tonight be the night at Charlotte that he finally crosses that finish line first. Next up, Aaron Gerwitz from Rev Racing. So this is the second Rev racer in there and the final one as well. And so Aaron is from Hamlin, New York. He's a country club assistant superintendent, and also, you know, I love talking to this guy. This guy is a lot of fun to talk to, has a lot of fun stories, that sort of thing. So regular season ranked number 11. He qualified in on points also. His best finish was 7th, but again, one of those that has led a few laps during the season. He is one of those that you definitely can't sleep on. It's just a matter of time before he breaks through and gets his win. The question is, will it be during the playoffs? So will he still be in the playoffs when he gets that win? I'm fully confident that he will have a win before the end of the season. Matt Johnson from Flashpoint Racing. So in the number 62 car, again, the only Flashpoint racer out there on the track, or at least that's in the playoffs. So from Coburn, Virginia, he is an iRacing broadcaster as well. Love hearing him broadcast. So he is ranked number 12 through the regular season. He qualified in on points. His best finish, he did it twice at Dover and Bristol. And last but certainly not least, Stan Hausman, also from Stake Dance Racing. So again, we said all 4 Stake Dance racers are in the playoffs, and here he is, the number 39 of Stan Hausman from Stake Dance. He is from Atlanta, Georgia. His first job was actually with a NASCAR licensing company. So again, a lot of these guys have just NASCAR in their blood. So regular season ranked number 14. He qualified in on points. His best finish was at Daytona, which was 4th position. All right, so for those of you just joining us, and I know the viewer count has been going up and down a little bit, so let me just go back really quickly and tell everybody about next season's leagues. So the Speed Racing Network Virtual Series. So there's going to be a Truck Series, an Xfinity Series, and a Cup Series. So the Truck Series will be on Wednesday night. The Xfinity Series will be on Thursday night. The Cup Series will be on Sunday night. So you can see the price points for each one of them there. The Truck Series is $5 a week, but the first place there is $300. $10 a week for the Xfinity, $500 first place there, $15 a week for the Cup Series, $1,000 first place there. There's going to be some team racing going on also, so if you have a team out there or you're trying to build a team, there will be some team championships involved in each of those series as well. All of these are going to be fixed setups. All 3 series are going to run the exact same schedule, so the same exact tracks, and what that's going to allow us to do is if you're in, say, the Truck Series and you win the race, then you can come back in the Xfinity Series. We'll give you a free entry into the Xfinity Series so that you can try your hand at a little bit higher of a series. If you win the Xfinity Series, then we'll give you a free entry into the Cup Series so you can try your hand up against some other cars as well. So definitely going to be a lot of fun this season. I cannot wait to get that thing started. But one more time, we will go back through and show you guys the playoff field. So Bobby Brill, Dean Brummett, and then we have Jake Rowell, Adam Pettit, Troy Dow, Danny Dow, Chad Wampler, Daniel Bowdler. Then we have Chris Massey, Devin Zimmerman, then Aaron Gerwitz, Matt Johnson, and finally Stan Hausman. So 13 drivers. We are cutting it down tonight to 11. So the final 2 drivers that cross the finish line tonight are out. And so it's just that simple. No bonus points involved or anything like that. We are going to get it going. So let's get out there on the track really quick. And while we're just kind of looking at the track and looking at how beautiful it is out there, let's go ahead and thank our sponsors. So CMC Fabrication came in for the first race. They're going to be there for the last race as well. They are the designers and the fabricators of the winning truck at Talladega last season. So definitely some fantastic fabricators there. So if you have any fabrication needs, please go see them at CMC Fabrication. Then we have Dent Wizard, so the leaders in paintless dent repair. So if you have a dent, Dent Wizard can take care of it. Brookstone Animal Hospital, for man's best friend, find the best doctor. That is Brookstone Animal Hospital. Silverback Tax Solutions, when the IRS monkey is on your back, get that thing off your back with Silverback Tax Solutions. Then Paints by Night. So again, one of the leaders in painting on iRacing. So go to speedracingnetwork.com and order your paint by night. Griffith CPA firm. So Silverback takes care of the big tax issues. Griffith CPA firm are the ones out there that are doing the tax returns each and every year. So if you have any tax issues, then one of those 2 companies will help you out. They are related. So no harm, no foul either way. And then steak dance. So for the fantastic seasoning, I'll tell you, I had a steak dance steak just last night. It is absolutely amazing stuff. I cannot wait to order even more. So if you have any, if you like meat at all, then definitely get some steak dance. All right, let's get down there on the track and take a look and see how we're looking out there. So looks like Adam Pettit qualified in our pole position. I said that he's been good all week long during practice, and here he is up in the pole position. Justin Boyles up in second for Flashpoint Racing. Jacob Smith from Stryker Motorsports up in third. Jake Rowell from Stryker Motorsports, again, one of our playoff drivers, up in fourth. Brandon Key from Rev Racing up in fifth. Dean Brummett from Stryker Motorsports up in sixth. Stan Hausman, so he's the last one on the playoff field right now, but he is up in 7th position for Steak Dance Racing. Aaron Gerwitz from Rev Racing up there in 8th. David Duke in 9th for Team SRN. Troy Dow for Steak Dance Racing in 10th. Matt Johnson from Flashpoint Racing in 11th. And then Jay Graves, I talked about how good he's been all season long. Here he is up in 12th. So that is your grid. And now they are pulling off of the starting grid right now. They're going to make a lap around, and then we are going to get this party started tonight. Guys, it has been a great season so far. Cannot wait to see what happens here, but I'll let you know that this is a much narrower track than last week at Michigan. During practices, during qualifying, during practice races, everything, we have seen a lot of people tagging the wall all week long. So don't be surprised if you see some people tagging the wall tonight. And so hopefully we can get a lot of green flag racing in tonight. However, truth be told, with as narrow as it is and as much trouble as people have had coming off of turns 3 and 4, there will likely be some self-inflicted damage out there. We will find out very, very shortly as we're coming around turns 3 and 4. Adam Pettit is going to get the green flag. As soon as the pace car drops off, Adam Pettit gets to restart at any moment. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, for Charlotte's Web 150. Adam Pettit takes off. Right behind him, Jacob Smith in that number 15 Striker Motorsports car. And then you have Jake Rowell down there on the inside as well. So all of them are going to be passing. That's Justin Boyles there on the outside in the number 8 Helmets car. And so they're going to get lined up. We will see if everybody makes it through cleanly. It looks like they do. We have 31 cars on the track tonight. But Adam Pettit will be our first lap leader. And already a yellow flag out there on the track. Looks like it might be, yep, Devin Zimmerman. Devin Zimmerman with a lot of damage. So one of our playoff drivers already with a lot of damage. We will go back and find out what happened with a Dent Wizard wreck replay. And once again, this happened in turns 3 and 4, which we said is going to be really, really a tough corner. It looks like he and the 555 of Derek DeSilva, that's his teammate, they got into it with each other there. So maybe a little bit of friendly fire. Let's go back and check it out one more time. And so 3 wide, and it looks like Derek DeSilva just, the car started kind of floating up the track a little bit. So not a lot of room here to go 3 wide into these corners. Kind of tough to do. And so Zimmerman will have to get back out there on the track. Not sure exactly. I mean, you can see some damage there on the back. We will see how much damage that is as they come on down pit road. So it looks like Zimmerman will go ahead and use one of those fast repairs, get that thing fixed up quickly. Got a few other people that decided to jump down the pits as well. So Brad Herman, Devin Zimmerman, Brad Yonkman, Brian Crocker, Corey Knight, Travis Trevelyan. So the only one in that is as a playoff driver is Devin Zimmerman. So he is the only one down pit road that is in the playoffs. But up front, we still have Adam Pettit. And then we have Jacob Smith in second, Jake Rowell in third, Justin Boyles in fourth. Then Brandon Key fifth, Dean Brummett sixth. So out of the top 10, I tell you, out of the top 10, 6 of those are playoff drivers. And so that just kind of shows cream kind of rises to the top. You'll see that all race long, that you'll see those drivers just kind of floating up towards the front of the pack, and that's why they are here in the playoffs. So out there in the chat, Alex Jakovich says, let's go Jacob Smith. My boy has it, guys. I called it the last time. I'm going to call it again. So the last time that Alex said that Jacob Smith had it, he ran away with it. And I believe that was at the Roval, if I remember correctly. So, or not, no, I'm sorry. It was at Watkins Glen. So I apologize, Alex. It was at Watkins Glen, and he ran away with that race. He won it by 42 seconds. And so, got to give some respect to Alex Jakovich for making that call. We will see if that holds up. So, looking back a little bit further in the pack, so back in 15th position. So, he qualified up in 16th. So, back in 15th position right now, Bobby Brill. So our winner last week. So he's got a little bit of work to do to get up there. Also, another guy that has some work up there in the number 6 car. That is Daniel Bowdler. He's got a little bit of work to do as well. So definitely have some playoff drivers that have a little bit of work to do out there. Back behind him, Chris Massey in the number 83 car. He is back in 20th position. Sean Dice is out there, but he's not in the playoffs anymore. Then we have Chad Wampler back there in the 24th position, and then Devin Zimmerman back there in the 28th position. So right now, if we're 4 laps in, but if we were cutting it right now, Chad Wampler and Devin Zimmerman would be the last 2, so they would be cut. But like I said, we're only 4 laps in, so 96 laps to go. Hopefully we get a little bit more green flag driving, no more friendly fire out there. So pace car is going to duck off. And Adam Pettit once again is going to get the restart. And he takes off once again. Jacob Smith there on the outside. So Pettit gets a nice little lead. Jacob Smith in the 15. You got Jake Rowell going to his inside. Those are teammates there. And then right behind them, Justin Boyles in the number 8 car. So that is your top 4 right now. Jake Roel looking for a way to try to get around his teammate. So he just wants a shot at that lead, but in order to do that, he's got to get by his teammate Jacob Smith first. Their other teammates, Dean Brummett back in 5th position. Travis Trevelyan, he actually pitted on that lap, so he's back there in 26th. Oh, Dean Brummett up into the wall a little bit, so that's going to give him a little bit of damage. And he is going to get caught up on the outside. You can see him on the outside there. So he is going to get stuck up out there. Now, this is one of those racetracks that you kind of want to be on the inside, especially for the first part of a tire run. You want that grip. So he's going to get passed by the number 11 of Brandon Key. And here comes Aaron Gerwitz in the 09 car as well. So, but he's going to tuck in behind Dean Brummett there. So everybody up front starting to get single file up front right now. We have Adam Pettit. And you can see he's got a 0.37 second lead on Jacob Smith. Just going back through the pack right now, it looks like everybody has pretty much lined up for the most part. I don't even see any too wide racing until we get far, far in the back. So it looks like we got a little bit too wide back there, but nothing too major. Everybody's kind of lined up. Let's get some green flag. Oh, we got a little touch on Sean Dice. So we saw that number 17, Danny Setzer, getting to the back of Sean Dice just a little bit there. Got him a little bit loose, but everything's still green. Everybody's still fine. Let's go back up front to Adam Pettit, where nothing has changed in that top 5 as of right now. Adam Pettit, Jacob Smith, Jake Roel, Justin Boyles, Brandon Key. That's your top 5. You got Dean Brummett right there outside the top 5 trying to get his way back in, and then Aaron Gerwitz in that 09. So, and then they have opened up a 1 second lead on 8th place. So these top 7 trying to pull away a little bit. And you can actually hear the tires. So the tires are squealing right now. So that's really been the complaint all week long with the practices, is that the cars out there are super tight. This is the iRacing setup that we're given. So, so we didn't do anything to these cars. This is just what was available and what was out there. A lot of people have been saying that the cars are super tight, which means that those tires are getting eaten up really, really quickly. So you can hear when we're in the cockpit all the squealing that's going on, and that is just those tires getting scrubbed off. And as those tires get scrubbed off, they get mushy. It makes it a little bit harder to control, especially on a tight racetrack where your back end starts to kind of float out from behind you a little bit. So definitely be on the lookout, especially later on in the stage, later on in this tire run. As those tires start to fall off, you're going to see some different people moving forward, and some of these leaders will possibly move backwards. So Jake Roel taking a peek to the outside as Jacob Smith goes to the inside, and he comes up across the nose of Adam Pettit. Just could not hold that line. Adam Pettit retains the lead on that over-under move. But that's going to allow Jake Roel to get to the inside, and Jake will take 2nd place away from his teammate Jacob Smith. Now also behind him, Brandon Key in the number 11 car is going to pass Justin Boyles for 4th place. So again, top 5. Oh, and Brandon Key up into the wall. So again, a lot of self-inflicted damage here early on in the race. We got a few people up front in the wall. Looked like Dean Brummett was in the wall a little bit earlier. Brandon Key in the wall just then. So self-inflicted damage, only 15 laps into the race. They may want to save these cars a little bit more than that. But Adam Pettit led every lap so far. Still up there in the lead, but now he has Jake Roel hunting him down. And Jake, for what's worth, I don't think that he saves tires as much as most people do. Jake gets out there and he kills it as fast as he possibly can. So he is hoping, I think, kind of for a short run. Let's get him up front, and then and then get some new tires under caution, that sort of thing. So Adam Pettit, actually, he's typically a really good tire saver. Not sure how much he's saving those tires right now because he has Jake Rowell all over him. Looking back a little bit further in the pack, so last two right now still Chad Wampler and Devin Zimmerman, though they look to be making some headway moving up through the pack a little bit. So now Aaron Gerwitz making the move on Justin Boyles, getting into the top 5. So now Aaron Gerwitz moves in the top 5. 3 of our top 5 are Rev Racing. 2 of our top 5 are Stryker Motorsports. So top 2 teams in the league are doing battle at the top of the leaderboard of this race as well. So great race going on so far between those 2 teams. But Adam Pettit leading, as he's led a lot of these laps throughout the week. He's out front. He's starting to stretch it just a little bit. It's about half a second now, so he is not too far away. But man, he is putting down some good laps. Kind of looking back through the picture here a little bit. So let's go back. In the number 62, that's Matt Johnson. You can see some damage on the inside of his car there. That is Bobby Brill in the number 1, passing him on the inside. So Bobby Brill up to 15th position, Matt Johnson in 16th position. So they're kind of towards the bottom of the list right now. They need to kind of get on their horses, get up there, but they are currently inside the cut if we were to end the race right now. So looking good, except a lot of damage there for Matt Johnson. Hopefully that is not slowing him down. It looks like he's still hanging with that pack, so nothing too major. Now up front, we got Aaron Gerwitz going to the inside of Brandon Key. Those 2 are teammates, so don't expect any bad stuff to happen there, but they definitely always race hard against each other. You can see that Jacob Smith also passed Jake Rowell for 2nd position while we were cut away. So while all that racing is going on back there, Adam Pettit is just loving life. He has opened up his lead to over a second now. So he hopes that these guys behind him just race and race and race all day long. It's now Brandon Key under fire by Justin Boyles in the number 8 Hellman's car. And Justin Boyles will take that 5th position away from Brandon. Now you got Troy Dow coming into the picture. He is up in 7th position. So again, we've kind of joked about it before. The younger, faster Dow is what we like to call him. But look for dear old dad back there in the 10th position. He is still hanging up in there. He is back there with Dean Brumble. Oh, we got Daniel Bowdler, and he is side by side with Jonathan Byer. They were rubbing there for a while. So maybe a little bit of action back there. We'll kind of keep our eye on that. Right behind Daniel Bowdler, you got Jay Graves, who, like I said, is in the running for the do-gooders by the do-gooder award. And he's into the wall. He's in the wall a couple times, comes down. He might get hit by, he might have gotten hit there by Matt Johnson, but Jay Graves is down on the inside of the track. No yellow flag right now, but he hit that wall hard. He's going to have to come around and get some fast repairs done on that. Still green flag, so up front, Adam Pettit still maintains a 1.5 second lead over everybody. That looked disastrous, but he got down to the inside, and it should not hurt the race. Jay Graves not in the playoffs right now, so good on him for just kind of getting down to the apron and getting out of the way. But this race stays green. We would love to see some green flag pit stops. But we will see if that happens. So right now, Jacob Smith in second, still a 1.5 seconds behind Adam Pettit. The race right now is Jake Rowell and Aaron Gerwitz. And so you can kind of see that Gerwitz is moving up. He just keeps moving up throughout the race. And so he started back in the 8th position. He is up to 4th position. Troy Dow also moving up. He started in the 10th position. He is up in 5th right now. And so you got a couple guys there in the playoffs that have, it looks like they've kind of maintained their tires a little bit better. And so now they're starting to move up. You're starting to see the tire wear happen. And remember that we got started. We had a caution on lap 1. Got back started around lap 5. So right now they've got about 20, I'm going to say 25 laps just because they've been out there, but really it's been about 22 laps of green flag racing on these tires. They are starting to get mushy. They are starting to fall off a little bit, and if you haven't saved your tires, you will start dropping back. So Adam Pettit up to a 1.7 second lead now, so he is just moving forward the entire time. Back a little further, it looks like we've got Bobby Brill racing with these other two playoff drivers. That's Dean Brummett and 25-21 of Danny Dow, and he is just looking for an opening to get through. And again, a very tough racetrack here. There's really only two lines here, the top and the bottom. It's tough to go three wide, so he just has to kind of be patient in this position. And he's doing a good job of that right now. Eventually, an opening will open up, but no sense in pushing too terribly hard right now. Dean Brummett gets up to the top of the track, and so that's going to allow Bobby Brill to come down to the bottom, possibly, or actually he's just going to jump in line. So now back up front, Jake Rowell has started to fall off. You can see David Duke passing him. You can see Brandon Key passing him on the inside. And now you got Stan Hausman in the Tropical Smoothie number 39 car, so he is trying to get past him as well. So Jake Rowell starting to drop off a little bit. And again, we talked a little bit earlier in the broadcast where he's one of those guys that he likes to get out there and get after it. And sometimes that makes his tires fall off a little bit faster than other people. And so he is kind of sort of, I think, hoping for a caution so he can get some new tires and get right back out there. But right now, he might have some mushy tires going on. Looks like we got Setzer down on the infield there, as well as I believe that was Sean. So up front now a 2.1 second lead. So Adam Pettit is putting it on these guys, showing them how it's done. Now we've got a couple guys coming down the pit road already. So Matt Johnson coming in. Justin Boyle's coming in from the front of the pack as well, so he is coming down pit road. So kind of maybe an early pit for them. Might be right on schedule. I'm not really sure what their schedule was as far as doing that, but I do know that Justin Boyles likes to be one of the first ones to pit typically, so that way he's back out there on fresh tires. But Adam Pettit just put him a lap down, so now we really have to hope for Justin and Matt's sakes that this thing stays green until a lot of these guys get their pit stops in. Otherwise, they're going to be trapped a lap down. So that's the risk of coming in a little bit early, is if there is a caution out on the track, a lot of times you get caught. And if you get caught, it is tough to battle your way back. And so for Matt Johnson, who is in the playoffs, that would not be a good thing for him, obviously. So taking a look here, so Dean Brummett coming in as well. So another one of our lead packs. So Dean Brummett going to come in, get some new tires and everything. Now, while that all is going on, so we got Devin Zimmerman, who has been making some moves. Remember, he spun out a little bit earlier, had a little bit of friendly fire from his teammate Derek De Silva, but he has worked his way all the way up into the 15th position now, and he is racing hard to get even further up. He does not want to get eliminated tonight, and right now he is inside the cut line because of these guys that are pitting. So going to be an interesting race, to say the least, to find out what's going to happen with him, especially after that first incident. But he looks to be on the move, trying to work on Mike Lewis right now. And so right in front of Mike Lewis, you got Daniel Bowdler. And so another playoff driver. So Mike Lewis gets down, taps the apron. Not sure if he got him into the back bumper of Daniel Bowdler or not, but that was awfully close. David Duke coming down pit road. I saw some smoke there. He may have locked him up a little bit getting down pit road. And we do have a caution out on the track. Not really sure where the caution came from. We will go back and try to find out what happened with that with another rec replay by Dent Wizard. we're going to see, looks like David Duke trying to get into, and that's what happened. So David Duke not trying to get into the pits. He got spun and so ended up going into the pits. And so I believe that is what brought out the caution. And so we will take a look at that one more time. And that is the number 11 of Brandon Key right behind him. And yeah, the number 11, Brandon Key, just gets into the back of him. And luckily, looks like everybody else made it through just fine, including Jake Rowell, including a couple of our other playoff drivers. So very fortunate that David Duke was the only one really involved in that incident. So here come the leaders down pit road. So Adam Pettit has about a 2.25 second lead, just dissolved just like that with a spin. So it looks like everybody for the most part is coming down into pit road, desperately needing some new tires. So I think we were pretty close to the tire limit anyway. So let's find out who gets out onto the track. It looks like, I'm not really sure what happened there. I'm not sure if Daniel Ballard just drove through his pit or what, because he is showing right now. He is showing right now as the leader, but it does not show that he actually pitted. So we'll have to take a glance at that and find out what happened as we come back around for another caution lap. But right behind him, Adam Pettit out there back on the track as well. So we're going to see how all this stuff shakes out once we kind of get it all sorted out. We will let you know. It looks like Daniel Ballard down there on the apron. He is likely coming back down pit road once again. Get some new tires. So may have been a mistake. Not really sure. We will have to find out shortly. So up front, still Adam Pettit, still hanging on to the lead. And so we've got at least another lap. Let's see if maybe we can chat really quickly with Adam Pettit. Hey, Adam Pettit, Sean up in the booth. How's it going, man?
Hey, Sean, what's going on, man?
Doing good, man. So, I mean, you've led just about every lap of this race, if not all of them. Not sure if somebody else led a lap under the caution or not. But what is happening with your car that is just so much better than everybody else's right now?
I don't think I'm better than everyone else. I'm just doing my game and staying with my tires. So after about 10 laps, I can kind of start pulling away. But I think everyone's kind of caught wise to that now. So we'll see what happens here, though.
Well, we had a nice green flag run there, and so if another green flag run like that happens, are there any adjustments that you're going to make, or was that pretty much what you wanted to do?
No, that's pretty much what I wanted to do. I'm just going to treat this race just like Chicagoland. If they want to get around me, I'm just going to let them go and hope they can reel me back later on.
All right, man. Well, we will let you get right back to it. Great race so far. Keep it up, and hopefully we'll talk to you a little bit later on.
Yeah, me too. Thanks, Sean.
All right, buddy. So once again, Adam Pettit, just kind of putting it to everybody so far. Still a lot of racing to do. Still got 64 laps to go. Looks like we'll get the one to go as the pace car comes back around to the start-finish line. Then all these cars in front of Adam will get the wave around. And so we were talking a little bit earlier where you know, Matt Johnson may have gotten caught, where a couple of people may have gotten caught out of pit cycling, including Dean Brummett there in the 25. But it looks like that is not going to be the case. It looks like they're going to be able to get back onto the lead lap as they pass that pace car and come back around with the wave around. So back up front, Adam Pettit, first place so far. And then Jacob Smith started off in third. He is up to second position. Aaron Gerwitz from Rev Racing, he started off in 8th position. He is up in third. Jake Rowell started in 4th. He is currently in 4th. And then on his outside, I believe that's going to be Troy Dow. Yep, Troy Dow in 6th. Or I'm sorry, Nope, that's incorrect. So we've got Adam Pettit first, Jacob Smith second, Aaron Gerwitz third, Jake Rowell fourth, then Brandon Key is going to be fifth, then Troy Dow in sixth. So out of the top 5, again, 3 of those Rev Racing drivers, 2 of those Striker Motorsports drivers. So those 2 teams have been going at it all season long for that Team Points Championship, and they are going to continue to go at it here for this race. And so we will get everything sorted out. Another car that you can see there in 7th position, that number 1 car, that's Bobby Brill. He was our winner last week. Says that this is one of his favorite tracks, and so beware of him. He is going to put a run on. Oh no, Jacob Smith looked like he spun the tires a little bit. So that's going to allow Aaron Gerwitz to move up and possibly take 2nd place here. Yes, it is. And so Brandon Key down there on the bottom. So now we are 1, 2, 3, I believe. Well, Jacob hasn't let him go just yet, but we're 1-2 Rev Racing. And then, yep, Jacob's gonna slot into the 3rd position there. Oh, we do have a yellow flag. We got some spinning going on. That's Travis Trevelyan. Who else we got involved there? Justin Boyle's involved a little bit. Brian Crocker involved. Got a lot of damage back there. Oh, it looked like we had Dean Brummett involved as well. So one of our playoff drivers, Daniel Bowdler, also involved, it looked like. Not sure who is on the inside of the track there. We will have to go back and find that out. But we will go back and take care of that with a rec replay by Dent Wizard. And so you can see just a lot of cars, narrow track. This kind of stuff is going to happen. So looks like Travis Trevelyan in the 71 back there with Mike Lepicki, and they just kind of get into each other there. And so that's what starts the whole madness. So Mike Lepicki goes down to the apron. Travis Trevelyan starts spinning out towards the upper side of the track. David Duke down to the apron as well, trying to get around. Daniel Bowdler, nowhere to go for him. So we'll see if he makes it through. Nope, he will get tagged as well. And so Justin Boyle's also nowhere to go. He is going to get some damage. Looked like Dean Brummett kind of slid down there to the inside. He got tagged by Daniel Bowdler. So all sorts of damage. Looks like 2 or 3 of our guys from looked like Matt Johnson might have snuck it through there. So 2 or 3 of our playoff drivers having some damage there. So that could have some playoff implications. So we can see Daniel Bowdler coming around, trying to stay on that lead lap as we go back under caution. So now the interesting thing is going to be, does anybody go ahead and pit once again? So tires are so important right now. Of course, they all just pitted back on lap 34. We really only had 1, maybe 2 green laps there. So now Jacob Smith got a really bad restart on that last restart. We can go back and take a quick look at that. And you will see in that number 15 car, and as Adam Pettit starts to pull away, looks like Smith just kind of spun those tires, got a little bit loose. And so that will happen sometimes. So definitely a rough restart there. And so that has caused him to fall back to 3rd position. Still great. Still really good. A lot of these guys would love to have 3rd position right now. So again, just looking out there on the track, just kind of seeing who all is out there. And right now, if we were to end the race as it sits, then Dean Brummett and Matthew Johnson would be the last 2. So they would be eliminated. So just briefly, we will pull this up. So occasionally I will pull up this this kind of track map here so you can kind of see where all the drivers are that are still in the playoffs. And so kind of be aware of that as the race kind of gets a little bit going a little bit more, where we get some green flags, where you can see some separation out there, I will pull this track map up so you can kind of see where all the playoff drivers are. But right now, everybody's bunched up, of course, because it is a caution, and we definitely still have another lap of caution to go here. So let's look back a little bit further, see what we're looking at. So Chris Massey, who one of the guys that pointed his way into the playoffs back there in the number 83. So Austin Reedy out there in the chat, great driver in the 4-Wide Racing League. So he's asking, are there fast repairs? Yes, Austin, there are 2 fast repairs in this particular league. I will tell you that next season it will not be like that. The Truck Series will have 2 fast repairs, but the Xfinity will have 1, and I believe the Cup Series will have 0. So going to be some real live racing. And so since Austin Reedy is out there in the chat, we will show this one more time really quick while we're under caution. So the Speed Racing Network Virtual Series, the Truck Series, the Xfinity Series, the Cup Series. So trucks are going to be on Wednesday, Xfinity on Thursday, Cup Series on Sunday. And you can see how much money is going to be involved there. So $5 per week for the Truck Series, $300 first place. Then you got the Xfinity Series, $10 a week, $500 first place. And then finally the Cup Series, $15 a week, but 1,000 big ones for first place. And so we're going to have that plus weekly prizes as well. And so if you come in, for example, in this race, we have 31 drivers. If you come in the top 7 tonight, you're getting paid. And so not only is there a big prize at the end, there is also those smaller prizes throughout the week. So definitely come and join us. Austin, it's great to see you out there in the chat. We appreciate you being here. Loved watching you race out there on for 4-Wide Racing. Tyler Werner also from 4-Wide Racing out there in the chat. Thanks for being here, guys. We appreciate it. Enjoyed broadcasting those races this season. That was a lot of fun. Can't wait to see what they do with their next season as well. All right, pace car dropping off the track. Adam Pettit taking the green flag once again, and he will take off his teammate on the outside. Aaron Gerwitz in the 09 car will slot there into second place. Jacob Smith from Striker Motorsports in third. Then Brandon Key, also from Rev Racing, in fourth. Jake Roel from Striker Motorsports in fifth. So as it's been pretty much all race long, the top 5 have been either Striker Motorsports or Rev Racing. Got some movement going on, so Jacob Smith diving down to the inside of Aaron Gerwitz right now, trying to take that second position away. And it looks like he may do that on this next turn. And he will. He will clear Aaron Gerwitz. He will go to the second position. Aaron will get in line right behind him. But as that race is going on, Adam Pettit is just loving life. You heard him. If somebody challenges him for that lead, he will let them go by because he wants to save his tires. But right now, if these guys are racing behind him, nobody's going to challenge him. And so you will see he has opened up a quarter-second lead, so not too terribly much. We're looking out there on the track, being sure everybody's staying safe. Matthew Johnson. Oh, we got a 3-wide situation here. Matthew Johnson gets into Danny Setzer. That's going to cause a yellow flag. And again, Matthew Johnson, one of our playoff drivers, involved in another wreck. And so he can't have too many fast repairs left. So I know he fixed damage at least one time, so not sure if he has any others, but we're going to go back and take another look at that. So we caught that live on camera. That's always kind of fun to see, but don't like seeing playoff drivers get involved there. But let's have another Dent Wizard wreck replay. And we saw the 3-wide coming up, and once you're 3-wide here at Charlotte, it is just not wide enough to do that. And so here they come. So that is 3-wide with Danny Setzer with Matt Johnson. On the bottom there is Justin Boyles in the 8 car, and Matt Johnson just kind of gets up in there into Danny Setzer. Just not enough room for all that action to be taking place. And so we will keep an eye on Danny Setzer. Let's see if he hits anyone else. Oh, he does. That's Brad Yonkman. He gets slammed, as well as the 555 of Derek Da Silva. And Derek Da Silva, a pretty common position for him where he is an incredible driver, and he's just had the worst luck this year of just being involved in stuff. So that is just, man, he is probably the best driver out there on the track that is involved in wrecks every single week, and hardly any of them are his own doing. And so just a rough season for him. So we do love having him out there on the track, but yeah, man, hopefully next season is going to be better for you. But Adam Pettit leading us around as he has literally all night long. I believe he has led every single lap to this point. And so we have never had a wire-to-wire winner in Mid-South Madness this season. So could be an interesting thing if that happens. Looks like Travis Trevelyan will get the lucky dog or the wave around, one of those two. Just kind of looking down the list here a little bit. So the last person that is in the playoffs right now, Dean Brummett. So he was our season points champion. He is currently in the 23rd position. And so he's been involved in a wreck tonight, as well as he pitted a little bit early and then a caution came out. So that caught him back in the back of the pack. Going to be a struggle for him. He has got to get up there and beat two other playoff drivers in order to stay in, even though he was the season points champion, 2 wins. Great driver. We man, just loved watching him race all season. One of the cleanest, nicest guys out there. I don't believe he has a single enemy in the league at all. Just races that clean. But and our season points champion to boot. So he is having some struggles tonight. But Adam Pettit not struggling at all. So tale of two drivers. And we're going to have at least another lap and a half here. So let's go back really quick and talk to Danny Dow, I believe. So let me see if I can get Danny Dow up here and chat with him for just a brief moment. Danny Dow, Sean up in the booth. How's it going, man?
What's happening, buddy?
Man, we are just having fun watching you race out there. I mean, I was telling everybody in the that's viewing the race right now that last season you were points champion. You were back in the playoffs again this season. What do you see going on out there?
Man, everybody up front seems to be being pretty patient. It's just going to be a tire wear game. Who can save their tires for the end, I believe. And that 57 car, he is the best at it. So we're all chasing him. It'd be better if he was in the pack, but him being out front and as good as he is on saving tires, I see it a hard task to get around him.
Yeah, man, he has been leading this whole race, but, I mean, you've been doing a pretty good job of yourself up there. You were up 7 spots, started off in 14th, you're up in 7th right now. So what is your secret for the rest of the race?
Just pass 6 more cars, and I will be golden.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good. Well, hey, we told everybody about the leagues next season. We look forward to having you in those leagues as well, and we will see if we can't make you a 2-time champion.
Let's do it.
All right, brother. We'll drop you right back down there in your team chat. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
All right, once again, Danny Dow. So last season's champion overall. So in that number 21 Silverback Tax Solutions car. And so once again, going after it this year. So, but we are going to get another double wide restart. We are about halfway. So we're coming up on halfway through this race. We've had, I believe, 3 cautions. And so really, you know, a lot of people weren't thinking that we'd be that clean, honestly, tonight because it is such a narrow track. So, but it looks actually, 4 cautions on the night tonight. Still, relatively clean race for such a narrow track. We will see if we can get some good green flag racing in here. But as it's been pretty much all night, the top 5 are Striker Motorsports and Rev Racing. So we will have to see how that sorts itself out because something's got to give. And some of these other guys from other teams are back there in 6th position and back just wanting to play. They're wanting to get in there. So we will see what happens here shortly. But the pace car is going to dive off. And Adam Pettit once again will have that green flag. Jacob Smith on his outside. And it looked like Adam kind of put him to sleep a little bit. It looked like Jacob Smith was trying to sneak up on him a little bit. Then Adam waited for him to back off. And then once he backed off, he took off. So Adam Pettit up in first. Aaron Gerwitz taking that 2nd spot. Aaron does not have a win on the season. I've already said in this broadcast I fully expect him to have a win before the end of this league. And then Jacob Smith going down to the inside, taking that 2nd position. So far, and just like Danny was saying, these front 10 or so are playing nice right now. It's back in the back of the pack. We're having a few little struggles. We will see if that sorts itself out back there. But you can see everybody lined up from about the first position all the way back to about the 12th to 13th position. And now you get Jonathan Byer popping out to the inside, trying to get a run there on Danny Dow. And now Aaron Gerwitz caught on the outside, and he will drop all the way back to 6th position now. And it looks like Danny Dow will take a position away from him as well. So Aaron Gerwitz, who restarted in 3rd position, now has dropped all the way back to, it looks like about 8th. And don't look now, but last week's winner, Bobby Brill, back there in the number 1 car, tracking down Aaron Gerwitz as well. So now up front, 2 Striker Motorsports, 2 Rev Racing cars. So 1st and 3rd are Rev Racing, 2nd and 4th are Striker Motorsports. But first place, as it's been all night long, Adam Pettit, almost a half a second lead already. As you heard what Danny Dow said, this guy is good at saving tires. And if you're saving tires and creating this big of a gap, just wait until towards the end of the tire run. So back a little bit further. Back a little bit further, this is Justin Boyles, who you're on board with there for a little while. So this is where a lot of the racing is happening right now. It looks like Dean Brummett in that number 25 car trying to work his way back up towards the front. You know, we said right before we got back started again that he was the last one in the playoffs. That was so he would have been eliminated at that point, but he has already worked himself up to where he would not be in elimination if the race were to end right now. So already working his way back up towards that front of the pack where he started off. We will check in up at the front. Still the same top 4. Nothing has changed at all up here, except these top 3 are starting to kind of run away with it. Jake Rowell falling back a little bit, and he is going to come under fire by Troy Dow. And out there in the chat, Ginger Trip says, late to the party. Well, yeah, you're late to the party, but that's okay. This is when all the fun starts up, Miss Ginger. So welcome to the Charlotte's Web 150. We appreciate you being here. So Jake Rowell in 4th position. Troy Dow on the outside trying to get a run. And he'll get a good run. But now you got Jonathan Byer back there in the 66 car and Danny Dow in the 21 there as well. These cars are way too close for that to be safe, but Troy Dow makes the pass on Jake Rowell. Now Jonathan Byer pushing hard on Jake Rowell, coming through the start-finish line and into turns 1 and 2. So this is the closest race out on the track right now. We will jump up front here in just one moment. But Danny Dow on the outside, trying to make the pass on the outside there, trying to get a good run. And it looks like he will make that pass. Jonathan Byer tries to follow him. So up front, though, Jacob Smith and Brandon Key, they're doing battle up here as well. So a lot of good battles on the track right now. Wish we had 6 cameras out there, but we just don't. So here's another one going on. So Stan Houseman, this is Justin Boyles in the 8. Stan Houseman there in the 39. Chad Wampler in the 8-12. Dean Brummett in the 25. So 3 of these 4 are playoff drivers. So these positions definitely matter. We've got another yellow flag out there on the track. Not sure what that is from. I'm kind of racing through to figure out, but I don't see anybody falling drastically off the pace, so we'll have to go back and find out what that rec replay was. We're going to take a couple of guesses here, so we'll go to another rec replay. Oh, we got a couple of guys down there at the bottom of the track, so we will go back to it. Let's see if we can find out. I believe it was Danny Setzer once again involved. Matt Johnson once again involved. So Matt Johnson really having some troubles tonight, and that's not going to bode well for his playoff chances. We will go back and check that out one more time from a different angle. See if we can't see what happens. But Matt Johnson just another more damage between him and Danny Setzer. So I think those two have got into it a couple times in this race. And so we're going to have to clean that thing up a little bit. One more time. So it looked like the number 83, that's Chris Massey, was down on the apron and came up. And so that could have caused a lot of this too. So let's try one more here. We're going to take this from Chris Massey's point of view. Actually, let's back that up just a little bit. So I apologize for the reversal here. But it looks like, Setzer, or Massey gets in the back of Setzer, spins him, and then it goes down on the apron. So that's what started the whole thing. So again, two of our playoff drivers involved a little bit with that wreck. So we will go right back under caution once again. Matt Johnson, man, he's been involved in a few wrecks out there, so it is going to be a struggle for him to get his car back up there into qualifying for the next round. So top 11 of our playoff drivers make it in. You can see those playoff drivers up there at the top of your screen. They are all in green. And so those green drivers are the ones that are all in the top 13 right now. And then we will cut it to the top 11 of those after this race. So just one race shootout. Top 11 that cross the finish line first are the ones that make it into the next round. So kind of a fun format, these shootout formats. And really one of those things where, in my opinion, I like it because all you have to do is beat two guys on the track. That's it. You beat two guys on the track and you're good to go. But if you don't beat those two guys, then you're out. So you can play strategy. You can play where you don't have to win this race. All you have to do is get up there past two guys. So now taking a look. So Travis Trevelyan in that number 71 car, that's another Stryker Motorsports driver up there. He is in the lead right now. He has not pitted since lap 39, so he is definitely on old tires. He is, I guess he will come down right this time around if I had to guess, but he is up there right now in front of Adam Pettit, who has led this entire race. And so on old tires, trying to get a restart, I mean, this is definitely a track position play if he stays out. But it looks like he's diving down. He's going to go into the pits. He's going to let Adam Pettit have that lead back. So Adam Pettit will be our leader once again. I think that may have been the first lap that Adam Pettit didn't lead tonight, but it was under caution. So we will see. I believe we're going to have another lap or another 2 laps here under caution. We will see if the pace car's lights go out, and then they will. So actually one more lap under caution. So we'll come around turns 1 and 2. Caution lap's never fun for anybody. Nice and slow around this track. So we've already interviewed Adam Pettit once. I'm not going to pull him up into the interview again. We might have to try somebody else on the next caution if there is another caution. We'll have to try somebody else, another one of our playoff drivers, perhaps, see what their mindset is right now. I'll tell you, one of the best races that we're going to see back here. We'll go back and show this. So you can see the 812, the 39, the 83, the 33, and the 6 up there. All of those are playoff drivers. The 09, the 9, all of those are playoff drivers there. So in our top 10, 7 of our top 10 are all playoff drivers. And so definitely one of those races where anything can happen. So 30 drivers out there on the track. Brian Crocker in the pits. Looked like he had a little bit too much damage and he bowed out. So Adam Pettit once again with the restart, and he's been doing great on these restarts all night long, and once again gets another great jump, and he jumps out to a quarter-second lead right off the bat. So tough to beat him on a restart. Brandon Keaton moves up into second position, right behind or right in front of Jacob Smith. Looks like Danny Dow, looks like they're going to be really tight going into this turn. We will see if everybody makes it through safely, and they will. You can see Dean Brummett, who really got caught up with a bad